Yeah. Well, just really taking a day at a time. I've treated this off season like I've treated every off season, coming in and trying to learn as much as I can, trying to develop that chemistry with the play caller. And as it changes, as offensive leadership changes, you have to find ways to not really about finding ways. It's more so about depositing time into it. I spend a lot of time, and so we've had some valuable conversations that I think will help us all in the end. And of course, he's already had a mark on all of the teams since Coach Sirianni and himself have been here. So we're just building, far from where we want to be, but trying to build that and trying to continue to grow.
I know the burden is on you for, having to learn a new coordinator, they call it every offseason whenever they make a change. But is there something to be said for, new ideas from the new guy every year and that being implemented in the playbook and just kind of goes forward?
Say that again.
Like, is there something to be said for each new coordinator that comes in, bringing their ideas to the table, and then that gets into the playbook, and the playbook just builds over time with the collection of ideas of each coordinator?
Yeah. There's a dynamic of that kind of already exists. It's just a matter if it gets called in the game. Coaches always had a say and played a role. Obviously, he's in a different seat now, so he's the final. He gets the final word. He's in charge of the offense, and so I think he's been doing a great job of that and what we've been able to do. And on the other side of it, there is a dynamic of adaptability that you have to be able to have and find success regardless of what the leadership looks like, what the voice is, who's in the quarterback room coaching me, or who's out there calling plays. And so that's really where I put my energy at, trying to decode these things and um, kind of figure it out on my terms a little bit and find a way to make it go.
How valuable has this extra time been with Jahan, in light of the fact that he was added to the mix very late into the offseason last year, and also with Devontae not always being here and AJ kind of getting a break here and there.
Yeah, I think that time has been valuable. It's been valuable working with Jahan, working with Terrace Marshall. He made a lot of big plays this offseason. Dallas, Grant, Harrison, everyone, Saquon out there, everyone who was able to go and available, working with them and taking advantage of that was big. I think that's important for developing that chemistry. And we all know the season can go any type of way. And so just making sure you kind of can have a foundation of some sort with everyone is important. And then I've also had the conversation, with Coach Patullo of who's available matters, but ultimately it's about how we put them in a position to do what we're going to do. And so I got to go execute it. We got to go make it work regardless.
Through the process before getting on the same page with a new play caller, do you feel like you're better at that now?
Yeah, I'm better at it. I mean, it's been every year, so I think it's just been a progression over time, in a way of evolution. You bank information, you take in stuff, and you really just learning from your mistakes. You're learning from your successes as well. You're learning from all of your experiences. So there isn't really anything I can't lean on and say I've experienced one way or another when it comes to change or a system or approach. And I think Kevin has a unique way of looking at that. Coach has a unique way of looking at that. And so, I'm excited to see what we can do.
Along those lines, Jalen, look at the season that Saquon had last season, everything, and the way he's come back into camp so far this spring. Like, how do you see like his game possibly evolving this year? Like, what other things, what more can he do to kind of take his game even higher?
Um, just continue to be consistent. He's very consistent, and um, he stepped in and played a big role for us and added a new dynamic and element to our run game. And I really think that he complements everything we do very well, and we complement each other well. He's a hell of a player, and so just going out there and continue to be himself. Works really hard. Has a great competitive nature to him, and we just want to continue to push that.
Follow up on that. I mean, teams will obviously adapt to what he did last year. So I guess how can you guys as an offense kind of adjust to their adjustments?
Well, they have to pick their poison, and so it's just a matter of going out there and executing. You know, we got to make sure we're in a good position to go do what we're going to do. Um, and then, you know, when someone gets an opportunity to make something happen, make it happen.
Your experience with the changes, we focus so much on the coordinators, but you've also had 4 position coaches in 4 years. What is that like? How much does that change your daily routine, and how do you deal with that?
Yeah, I think as you get older, you kind of find like I say, comfort. Like, you're encouraged by what you've been able to do, and that opens up the door of feeling like, okay, maybe there's more that I can do. And so when I look at it, just looking at, you know, Coach Scott and saying, man, how can he help me take it to the next level? And I know that's his whole thing. When he came here, that was where his head was. He said, I just want to help you do more, get more, and advance my game. And so I think he's been great. I've always had that sponge-like mentality and taking in as much as I can. And, you know, when it's time to go out there and play, go out there and play.
I think Kevin he'll be your 6th play caller, even going back to Doug, your rookie year. How do you
6?
know 6, right?
I don't count.
Nick, Shane, Brian, Kellen. How do you tell what kind of play caller he'll be when that's not? Do you have conversations about that piece of it, the play calling?
No, too soon. Too soon. No, he's been a great leader and what he's been asked to do. I feel he has a great command, and I think that'll only grow over time. And you know, we'll get down later down the road, and we'll see how sequencing is. You know, a lot of teams around the league run very similar plays. It's a matter of how you teach them, what are the details within the play, and how you sequence it as you call a game. And so he'll find that.
Have you talked to anybody, quarterbacks in particular, but anybody about the challenge of repeating, winning again? And if so, could you say who and what you've learned and what you want to try to learn about it?
Yeah, I answered that last time. I talked about my conversation with MJ a little bit, and just, yeah.
It really.
Derek Jeter.
To kind of follow up on something discussed last time in terms of demands on your time, how do you determine what you're going to lend your game and your time to? Because I imagine it'd be intentional.
Yeah, I think in relation to the organization, I think there are certain things that I'm obligated to do, and you try and make the most of those things. And as far as anything off the field, I always filter it through the main thing. That's just trying to go out there and win. You know, can I allocate time to go out there and prepare and be prepared as I walk into something. And so I always filter it through that.
2 more. Leader of the team. What have you noticed about the team? You know, in this short window here of these spring workouts. Any takeaway? You know, that you see from the team.
Too soon. Too soon. I think there's a bit of a layer of experience from everyone here and there. Even certain people that are going to fill in roles, they got experience, and so I think that's something that's very valuable long term. That doesn't make you the most mature, but it's experience and it's valuable. So I think that'll help us.
As far as the summer, you've talked in the past how your sort of regimen has evolved and what you do to get ready for the season. Does playing late, like you've done, you know, twice in 3 years, going all the way to the Super Bowl, does that sort of affect the way you tweak things as far as your preparation?
Yeah, this year it didn't. This year it didn't. Yeah, I was really got straight back to it, and you know, I just kind of do that for my own sanity. You know, my own sanity of beginning the process of fine tuning the things I want to fine tune, and seeing how can I get better.